How Kent State is encouraging study abroad through a taste around the world for all sweet lovers.
While another stamp increase occurred this past month, we'll discuss what this means for students ahead of the presidential primary in March.
And don't look now, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are going into the All-Star break red hot. We tell you why and more as TV2 News at 6 starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County. I'm Sydney Brown.
And I'm Dom O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
We start tonight by going to the Center for Undergraduate Excellence. Our own reporter, Annalexis Davis, is in studio tonight.
Hi guys, this afternoon Kent State had a variety of suites from around the world for both international and prospective students, study abroad students.
Each one of these items are from different countries. They tell a different story, and I kind of just hope that that kind of influence kind of spreads.
The Office of Global Education hosted a dessert night for students to gather and try desserts from 3 different continents.
It's also a great way of communicating between, you know, if you're interested in study abroad, if you're interested in, I don't know, we have a lot of students coming from other countries. It lets them actually interact with their advisors, talk to their advisors, and get to know them on a more personal basis.
But this event is one of several events in Kent State's iHeart Travel Week to encourage study abroad and build community for international students.
I've always been fond of sweets since my childhood, and my father was also crazy about sweets. And whenever I have any opportunity of trying sweet things, I don't want to really miss it.
I like to make new friends and socialize with people, and so I just came to attend.
In addition to fulfilling a sweet tooth, the dessert night connects student and faculty.
For our international students, I really hope that, you know, they become more familiar with their advisors and they can put a face to emails and all the messages we send, and also kind of get an understanding of different countries.
And it's clear international students want to connect with more students.
I think more students could have been there, and it would be more enjoyable.
But the sweets were a hit.
Because I would like to taste all the desserts here.
Everyone clearly enjoyed the sweets and learning about traveling with Kent State. For more events, you may visit the Office of Global Education website for 5 other events tomorrow. From TV2 News, this is Annalexis Davis.
Thanks, Lex. Get ready for this season of love as Rent is playing at Kent State throughout the month of February. The Kent State School of Theater and Dance will be showing a production of the highly acclaimed musical Rent. The musical is set in the 90s and follows a group of young artists struggling to make a living in New York. Rent has won a Tony Award for Best Musical, as well as a Pulitzer Prize for Drama. The production will begin showing on February 16th and will run through the 25th.
The KSU Observatory has been closed down since 2020 because it wasn't being maintained during the pandemic. The observatory has a 12-inch telescope that allows people to look at any object in the sky. The physics department will be assessing what repairs are needed to reopen the building. The repairs include new wiring because of critter damage and new computers. The observatory is located in a field off of Summit Avenue.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Josh Aponte, and it was freezing out there on the walk over from the Mac Annex. So let's take a look and see what it's like out there right now. It is very windy. It was very chilly, very windy out there. We have up to 20-mile-per-hour winds that will be coming tonight and right now. So it's going to be very interesting out there. But right now we are sitting at 44 degrees. Not too bad, but that wind makes it feel like it's 36 out there. So it's a little chilly. So you might want to layer up if you're going anywhere on campus. Now let's take a look at some temperatures around Northeast Ohio. And it's not too bad right now. It's not too bad. We're kind of sitting in those upper to lower 40s right now, which is really not bad at all. But we're going to take a look at those in a second. But and then, oh, perfect, there we go. And so we're going to take a look at those temperatures around Ohio. Right now we're sitting to the upper 30s to those mid to upper 40s right now. It's not too bad. The highest temperature we have is 51 in Cincinnati. But other than that, we're just sitting at those 40s. And let's zoom right on in and take a look at some temperatures in Northeast Ohio. And it's going to be more chilly up here by Lake Erie. We have 40 degrees in Cleveland, 38 in Sandusky, and 42 in Canton, and 44 in Kent. Right now, we're the highest in Northeast Ohio, which is not that bad. But that's all I have for now. But make sure you stay tuned for my 7-day forecast coming right up. Sydney Brown, back to you.
Thanks, Josh. We now are going to shift over to the Design Innovation Hub, where they were hosting an entrepreneur workshop for business pitches.
That's right. It's awesome. And our reporter Tyler Schlosser stopped over there, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the familiar entrepreneurship TV show that it relates to. Tyler?
Hey guys, Tyler here. LaunchNet and the Design Innovation Hub organized this month's Pitch and Ponder event, which is a little bit like Shark Tank, that TV show you guys are referencing. It's designed to help business students make their business dreams a reality.
For a lot of our events, we really look for when we're meeting with our entrepreneurs one-on-one, seeing what kind of problems they're facing or what they're interested in. And we noticed like a lot of entrepreneurs wanted the opportunity to be able to bounce their ideas off of an audience of other student entrepreneurs to get feedback, to build that confidence, and to really kind of workshop some of those business ideas they're working on.
And that's all I've got for tonight. I am looking forward to seeing the future of LaunchNet's events for the rest of my tenure here at Kent State. From TV2 News, I'm Tyler Schlosser. Keep looking out, Portage County.
Thank you so much. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and the Ohio Department of Transportation have announced the launch of a new initiative that will use technology to detect traffic congestion and warn drivers of dangerous slowdowns. Warning systems will be installed at 13 highway sites in major urban centers. Crashes have been increasing over the past 3 years, and ODOT anticipates it will help reduce these accidents by at least 16%.
The trial for a former Kent State student who was accused of raping 2 women is now set for August. McCoy Watkins was reported to police in November of 2022 at a home near campus for non-consensual sexual activity with a 19-year-old and 18-year-old. He found sleeping. The newest date comes after 3 previous trial dates. A grand jury indicted Watkins on 2 first-degree counts of felony rape and a single count of second-degree felony burglary. He has been held on a $200,000 bond.
Coming up, our own Sydney Brown is going to be discussing a recent stamp increase and how it will affect voters ahead of the primary election.
The mass shooting at Kansas City Chiefs Parade left 20 injured. The latest details from the scene.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. Stamp prices increased last month by another 2 cents, but on-campus accessibility to stamps was just recently resolved after the Student Center Post Office closed this year.
Do you know how much the stamps are now?
No, I don't know.
They're at 68 cents.
68 cents. Oh.
They're at 68 cents.
68 cents to mail. Definitely crazy.
The U.S. Postal Service is steadily increasing stamp prices for 2024. But at Kent State University, the Student Center Post Office recently closed, limiting mail accessibility to the Eastway Distribution Center on campus.
The main reason it was closed was just a financial thing, but I just know that they weren't as busy as they had wanted to be.
But stamps were a scarce item for anyone on campus.
New ways to get stamps on campus because you didn't have any stamps at all. I hit all the major spots on campus where you'd think there'd be stamps, but there weren't. So the Community Engaged Learning Office, Craig Berger and his staff, got on it and worked with people over in residential services and the food service, and they solved it, so I'm very happy.
We finally started getting stamps and everything like that for students to be able to send stuff out and just trying to communicate to them that yes, you can do that here. You just have to print out the paperwork, put the postage on there and we'll take care of it.
But a primary election is coming up on March 19th, and residents need to be aware of the deadlines for in-person or mail-in options to secure your vote. Now, you can request and return absentee ballots by Monday, March 18th with the appropriate postage.
Don't wait till the last minute, because no matter what, if you want that ballot mailed to you, we are relying on the postal system to deliver that ballot to you timely. And especially as a Kent State student, to make it through the Kent State mail cycle then on top of it, so that you have plenty of time to vote your ballot and determine what's the best way to return it to us.
And even with climbing postage rates, the convenience of absentee voting is gaining traction in Ohio, with over 950,000 cast ballots in November, according to the Ohio Secretary of State's website. And for Kent Mail Services, over 6,000 students on campus are not shying away from mailing.
We've seen more and more packages coming through every year. Keeps us busy every day.
In Portage County for TV2 News, I'm Sydney Brown.
The Odysseus lunar lander, nicknamed Odie, has successfully launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The lunar lander aims to make the first touchdown of U.S.-made spacecraft on the lunar surface since the Apollo mission 5 decades ago.
The launch follows closely on the heels of a separate U.S. lunar landing mission in January that failed. Odie's landing attempt on the moon is slated for next Thursday, February 22nd.
Now, let's send it over to our weather anchor, Josh Aponte, for some updates in Ohio.
Yeah, Houston, we have a problem. Nah, just kidding. No. Anyways, I'm Josh Aponte. Like you said, thank you so much, guys. And look at that, guys. Let's take a look at what weather we're going to have tonight. Let me just moonwalk right on over here. Get it? Moon, because of the moon. Thank you. Thank you. Anyways, so right now it is very windy outside. We got those 20-mile-per-hour winds. Very windy, very cloudy. Not very fun out there. So make sure you do layer up and wear those jackets and hats because it's quite chilly. Later tonight at 10 p.m., it's going to basically be the same, chilly and windy still. The wind is going to drop down to 19 miles per hour, if that makes any difference for you. And it's still going to be a little cloudy. So I don't know. You guys might not be able to see that fancy moon, but hopefully, maybe. We'll see. And then tonight at midnight, if you have to make any late night runs, it will be 31 degrees and chilly and cloudy and still a little bit windy. So not a very good night in Kent, but you know what? It could be worse. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. And it's looking pretty good, pretty gloomy, but honestly, no rain, no snow. Hey, we're good to go. Ooh, look at those rhymes. Anyways, so tomorrow we will have an 18% chance of rain, and the rest of the week going to be cloudy, some partly cloudy action, some low winds. It's going to be a mixed bag for the rest of the week, but that's all I have for now. I've been Josh Aponte. You've been you. We'll see you next time on TV2. Back to you guys.
We now shift to the upsetting news regarding the shooting in Kansas City, Missouri, during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade.
TV2's Noah Rowe will tell us who were affected and how those individuals are doing today. Noah?
Thanks, guys. It's been 24 hours since that mass shooting at Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade, and details are still being released as authorities investigate that incident. Over 20 people were injured during that shooting, and at that Super Bowl victory rally, again, half of those victims were between 8 and 47 years old. That's coming from the Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves. 43-year-old Lisa Lopez Galvin, she was a Kansas City area DJ, is the only fatality at this time. 22 people were treated at the scene and transported by first responders to local hospitals.
Preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism. This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire.
Looking at video taken by a bystander at yesterday's parade, police arrested someone who was close to the rally. A person can be heard saying, "When we tackled him, the gun came out," and an officer can be heard saying, "Hey, I got the gun." Police have not confirmed that this person in the video is one of the 3 people that they have detained in connection to the shooting, or if that person has anything to do with the incident at all.
I just heard somebody yelling to stop this guy, tackle him, and he was coming in the opposite direction. So you don't think about it. It's just a reaction.
Kansas City is offering anyone in the community free counseling services. Counselors and social workers were available at churches in the area today, and there were also professionals from the Child Protection Center who offered their support to young fans who were affected by the shooting. The mayor of Kansas City also said that people could call a toll-free number to be connected with other phone services. Victim advocacy information is also expected to be available soon.
I do think that there is a gun violence challenge in this community and many others, and there certainly is a gun violence challenge as it relates to major events. That, however, does not mean that Kansas City will stop having major events. We will do all we can to make sure people are safe.
And quickly, according to the latest reports that have come in, 8 of the 12 victims who are still in the hospital today have been released. 9 of those 12 victims were children who suffered gunshot wounds, and 4 victims are still in the hospital. 3 have suffered gunshot wounds as well, while the 4th is recovering from broken bones they got while trying to flee the scene. This is still a developing story, and stick with TV2 News for the latest. This has been Noah Rowe from the Franklin Hall studio.
Thank you, Noah. A New York judge ruled Donald Trump will face his first criminal trial. Trump is charged with falsifying business records to commit or conceal another crime. Prosecutors say he took part in a cover-up of hush money payments to adult film actor Stormy Daniels related to his alleged affair with her. The trial happens as Trump continues to campaign for the GOP presidential nomination. Ahead of the hearing today, Trump said there's no case and no crime, and he needs to be out campaigning.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement has drafted plans that could result in thousands of immigrants being released. Record levels of migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border have drained federal resources. To combat that, sources say ICE is discussing slashing detention space. The agency detains immigrants with criminal backgrounds, those preparing for removal, and those who fall under mandatory detention.
Kent State baseball is back in action tomorrow to open their year. We tell you all about it in sports.
And the Cleveland Guardians home opener will be delayed an hour. Find out the significance of the date of this home opener. The Ohio Athletic Association Board of Directors have officially approved an expansion proposal according to the OHSAA. While the divisions will expand in specific high school athletic programs, but the proposal will require a certain amount of teams to make up each division.
Right, and this could change a result in girls and boys soccer having 5 divisions, while volleyball, basketball, baseball, and softball will have 7 divisions. Now for more sports around Kent State and Northeast Ohio, we have our sports anchor, Matt Corrali. Matt?
Good evening, guys, and that's right. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Sports Report. I am Matt Corrali. Now, before we get into sports, I do have to say, I wanted to dress up as Tyler Schlosser, our segment anchor today, try and match with him. The guy comes in full-blown suit. I don't know why, but let's get it on. Anyway, we start tonight here on campus as a ton of teams will be in action tomorrow. Wrestling is in the Mack Center. Gymnastics and track are on the road, but one team will open their year tomorrow, and that team is a defending Mack regular season champ. The baseball squad will have opening day tomorrow afternoon at UNC Wilmington. First pitch is scheduled at 4 o'clock as the quest begins now for a Mack title. And we'll now take things down a level. At the high school floor, it was a busy day in high school hoops in the area as both Streetsboro and Rootstown's girls teams took home some hardware. The Rockets won their first ever league title in program history, and the Rovers came into their contest against Warren JFK, winners of the Portage Trail Conference, and with their win, they have won the conference championship outright. Crestwood and Southeast came out on top, and on the boys' side, Streetsboro took down the Ravens as well. All right, keeping things on the basketball floor, the Cavaliers played their last game of the NBA season's first half against the Chicago Bulls at home. Can they take care of business before the break? Let's head to the highlights to find out. And welcome to the Rock. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is the site for this Valentine's Day matchup. Look at this couple. I want to root for the Cavs. I want to root for the Bulls. Well, someone is going to go home sad tonight. So we will see what happens here. Bulls had a good start in this game. They're up 8-2, and they're going to find Kobe White trying to work on Donovan Mitchell. Goes between the legs, step back 3. He gets it to go. It's 11-2 Chicago. Pick it up in the second. Bulls stay in front by 10. Donovan Mitchell's going to get it at the top of the key, go down the lane, and 46-38 Bulls. It's a 30-piece for number 45. Now, the 9th team in the East went toe-to-toe with the 2nd seed. We're tied at 100. Minute 20 left. Darius Garland step back 3. You bet. That's 3 of Garland's 12. That came in a big way. Next possession. They're going to give it to White to fire for 3. You know the answer. A big game for the Chicago point guard as he had 32 points on the night, but the Cavs are up 3 on the final play. Chicago trying to send it to overtime. Can Kobe White get the job done? No, we can't. You can put a tally in the win column for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 108-105 is your final. They are now 36-17 going into the All-Star break. How about those Cavs, huh, folks? Well, that will do it for us at Sports. For more TV2 Sports coverage, follow us across social media at TV2 KOC Sports. For TV2 Sports, I'm Matt Caroli. Saying wherever the ball flies in the air, TV2 Sports will be there. Good night.
Thanks, Matt. Speaking of flying, Taylor Swift's next stop on her Eras tour. The significance of this stop after Taylor's busy flight schedule this month. Taylor Swift landed in Australia earlier today as her Eras tour comes to the land down under. She kicks off 3 sold-out shows in the city Friday before heading to Sydney next week. It will be her first time performing in the country in 6 years. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, her Eras shows officially make up the highest-grossing music tour of all time. It's been a whirlwind couple of days for Swift, who has flown to Las Vegas immediately before wrapping up 4 days of shows in Tokyo on Saturday.
Well, that was a little bit of an exaggeration there, but that's a little bit of an extension of sports tonight. Thank you so much for watching. But I'll tell you what, I'm very excited about the fact that Taylor Swift came. First of all, by the way, she came from Tokyo and then she went over to the game. That's a remarkable travel time, by the way. I know we've said it multiple times, but that's an insane travel time.
Definitely. I in a way, I was looking at that story and I'm like, she's gonna make it. Like, there's no way she's not gonna miss this.
It was iconic.
The world wouldn't let her.
I had my doubts.
Really?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I was like, but she pulled it off. She pulled it off.
She always does.
That's
truly.
True. That's why I'm like, she's gonna get there fine.
There you go.
No problem at all.
There we go.
But
there's a plane right there. There we go. Well, Taylor Swift just landed in Cleveland, everyone. No. That would be wild.
Well, another news, I do want to mention that the Cleveland Guardians home opener, that is going to be starting an hour later because of the eclipse that's going to happen on the same day, which has never happened before. It's going to start at 4 or 5:10. It usually starts at 4:10.
Yeah.
So that's something to be aware of. So if you're going to go ahead and get a Cleveland Guardians ticket for that home opening match, you got to go to that one. That's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Super cool. That's what just the day is overall, once in a lifetime.
That's very true.
But that's all the time we have tonight.
For all these stories and more, follow our website at kentwired.com.
And make sure to follow us on social media at Kent Wired and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kent State TV2.
And don't forget to tune in later at 9 p.m. for a brand new episode of Grab Bag. I'm Josh Aponte.
I'm Matt Caroli.
I'm Dom O'Brien.
And I'm Sydney Brown. Have a great night, Portage County.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.